Are you looking for a new salad dressing idea? Or maybe just a sauce or something to elevate your sandwiches or your subs or even your wraps? And you don't want to compromise on protein. I have 5 sauces that you are going to love, and they are so easy, all plant-based, all delicious, of course, because you know me, I love me some food. Join me in the kitchen. Let's elevate your sandwich or your salad game. Now, the main ingredient that we are using for the protein is this. This is hemp seeds. We buy them in bulk. This is just an organic hemp seeds here. What you do is you just basically put a cup of this into your dressing, blend it up, and makes the most delicious, creamy dressings. Every 2 tablespoons, you get about 5 grams of protein. So if you just double it up, if you use, say, 6 tablespoons, you're gonna easily get 15 grams of protein. Did you know that these are actually also packed in omega-3s and omega-6s? And it's got minerals such as like calcium, iron, zinc, potassium, copper, all those things. This actually is a really great superfood to have in your daily lives. I would highly suggest you get some and try out some of these recipes. We get this on Amazon, of course. I will have the link down below so you can check out what we get. Now, to make the sauces, I'm just going to use a glass Pyrex bowl. What is this? Flask? I'm just gonna call it a glass bowl. This is a 4-cup measure. You can use like a 1 cup, whatever that fits, however much sauce that you're making. Also use like a blender, we like to use our Blend Tech as well. That is our favorite blender. It blends everything. It can blend up your phone if you want to. But yeah, that's a very powerful blender. Today I'm just gonna use this and a hand blender. Very minimal chopping required, but there is a little bit of chopping. I'm just going to get all of my stuff ready. Initially, I was going to record a voiceover for the whole video, but I'm actually going to do a voiceover for just this ranch sauce, and then we're going to move on to a more of a cooking show vibe. For the ranch sauce, we're going to put some red onions here. You can use some white onions. I have some chopped up dill, about half of a little bit of a handful here, a juice of 1 lemon just to add that tanginess, about a tablespoon of ground mustard. We also have a 1/3 cup of the hemp seeds, some hemp oil, about a teaspoon of salt, and some pepper. Add your water just to get it going. You're going to add about a tablespoon or 2 just to start, and just blitz it up with the hand mixer. Make sure that you're blending it until smooth. So my ranch one is done here. You can sweeten it a little bit if you want to. I'm not gonna sweeten it. I'm just gonna leave it as is. It's nice and tangy and dilly. It really tastes or resembles a ranch. Of course, with anything, definitely season it to your taste. So if you need some more salt, go ahead and add some more salt, pepper. Even if you want it a little bit spicy, you can spice it up with some chili flakes. Do whatever you want with your dressing. So let's give it a taste real quick. Very good. Very tangy. It's like the perfect ranchy. Oh, I love it. Mine is a little bit sort of on a pinker tinge to it because I put some red onions. You can absolutely just use onion powder, or if you have white onions, it's not going to make it pink like this, but this is my delicious ranch dressing for today. So you can store it in a Tupperware like this, or if you have like a glass jar, you can put that in as well. I'm just going to put it in here because I'm actually going to be using it for some sandwiches later on. You can add some more hemp seeds in here just to make it a little thicker. Really delicious, simple dressing. Alright, on to dressing number 2. We are going to be making a hemp and tahini dressing. This is the tahini that I got. It is from just our local Smith's. It's the organic tahini. We love this. It's sort of like a sesame, really thick, nice and creamy sesame butter. It's like peanut butter, but with sesame seeds. It's really good. Let's make this dressing, and we're gonna make a sweet, sort of spicy type of tahini dressing. So in my glass bowl, we're gonna start exactly the same. We're going to use 1/3 cup of hemp seeds going in. We're going to open this up and add some tahini. Why do they make it so difficult to open this thing? I always like to eyeball things, so we are going to put about, well, make sure it's stirred first. But about, this looks like about 2 tablespoons or so, I'd say. I'm gonna put that in here. I'm also gonna put a little bit of lemon juice. I like the tang of it, so we're gonna add maybe half a lemon. These, I feel like salad dressings always need a little bit of tang, right? We are going to salt it. So I always go about a teaspoon of salt, but you can use however much salt you need. A teaspoon. We're gonna put some agave syrup. I love using agave syrup. Now this is very sweet. If you guys have not tried agave, it is sweet. And I don't know if it's because I'm like Chinese and we don't really like a lot of very sweet things. So I try to just do a little bit of a balance. You know what I mean? Oh, let me get this open. Okay. I'm going to use about a tablespoon of this as well. I'm going to measure it out. Just because. It's kind of like a honey consistency, but it's a lot thinner. It's more like a liquidy honey. Let's just use 1 tablespoon. You can always add more or add a little less. For the spiciness, we're going to just add some cayenne pepper, or you can use spicy chipotle as well. In fact, you know what? I am going to use some spicy chipotle because it's going to give this delicious smoky flavor. This is the brand that we use. We buy it in bulk. This is chili chipotle organic, of course. I get it on Amazon. You can check it out in the description box and I'll have the exact spice. It's lovely. It's spicy. So just keep that in mind. And then also we just put it in a little shaker so it's easy to just shake it. So I'm just going to do like 2-3 dashes. Now it's time to just blitz it up. Let's give it a go. Oh, I forgot I needed to add a little bit of oil. We like to use hemp seed oil here. Maybe like a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. And we're going to blitz it up. Because the tahini is a little bit thicker, I think we are going to need a little bit more water. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water here just to get it going. Now, sometimes if it doesn't blend, I suggest maybe using a smaller container, like a cup size. This is a bigger cup. It's a 4-cup measure, so maybe just switching to a smaller glass jar will make it a little bit easier to blend. Alrighty, so this one is done. Just make sure that you're blending it until it's smooth. Add some water if needed just to get it going. This one, I know it's going to taste delicious. It's a little bit of sweet. It's nice and sesame. It's creamy. It has that little touch of spice and that smokiness from the chipotle. It's so good. And I know this is going to be good on a salad. It's going to be good on a sandwich, on a wrap, anything that you want to use this on. The next one is going to be sort of an Asian-y sauce inspired. So instead of peanut butter, we're going to use almond butter for this. I'm pretty sure you've tasted some like a peanut tea type of dressing for like an Asian chicken salad or something like that. If you haven't, this is a great one for you if you love any Asian-y type of dressing. We're going to use almond butter though, so let's make the sauce. So we're going to start off with the same. We're going to add 1/3 of a cup of hemp seeds, just right in there. We're going to eyeball this one, but we're going to add about 2-3 tablespoons of this delicious smooth almond butter. So you can adjust this to your taste bud. I like it to be like really nice and creamy and almondy. For this, we're gonna add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt because we're going to use some coconut aminos in here to salt it. So we have a little bit like 1/2 teaspoon or so of salt. We like to use this organic coconut aminos. It's a really good substitute for soy sauce. So we like this. It's kind of sweet in a way. It's kind of like thick soy sauce. So we're going to use some of this. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons of this. So I added 4 tablespoons total of the coconut aminos. We're going to add a little bit of water just to get it going. You can put garlic if you want to. You can put ginger if you want to. I love some ginger here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get some ginger. If you have a microplane, this would be a great time to use it. I'm just going to chop it up and just put it in because we're going to blend it anyway. So I have very finely chopped ginger here. I'm just going to put it into this thing and I'm just going to blitz it up. You can add onion powder as well, which I am going to use. Onion powder goes in, and let's blitz it up. I almost forgot a very crucial ingredient, which is sesame oil. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of sesame oil in. Now anything with sesame oil really makes it taste Asian-y, so I'm going to add a little bit in here, just to your taste buds. Ooh, yum. This sauce is done.
This is a great salad dressing for a tofu salad. Delicious.
Already on to the fourth sauce. If you like honey mustard, this one is for you. You've got to have a honey mustard in your repertoire, right? So let's just make a really delicious hemp honey mustard type of sauce. So for this, you can either use one or the other. You can use Dijon mustard, or you can use like a stone ground mustard. You can use a combination of both. I'm going to use some Dijon. Same thing in here. We're going to use 1/3 of a cup, maybe a little more just because, of hemp seeds. Add about, I would say, 2 tablespoons of the Dijon mustard. 1, 2. Well, it's a mustardy sauce, so maybe 3. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of this lemon juice just for some extra tang. Maybe just a little bit. For the sweetener, we're gonna use our blue agave. We're gonna do about, I would say, 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. You gotta add salt, about a teaspoon. And then we're going to add a little bit of water just to get it going, of course, and let's blend it up. Alrighty, so let's taste it. I think it could go more mustardy. I'm going to use some ground mustard here. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of this and a little bit more sweet. Perfect. I'm just going to put this in a bowl.
The perfect sauce to dip any vegetables, any tofu, anything you like.
Now this next one, I feel like I have to mention it and put it in this video because it is Trey's ultimate most favorite dressing of all time at the moment. It is a cilantro and lime hemp dressing. It's great on salads. You can put it on wraps. Like I said, you can put all these sauces on anything. So let's just make this really quick. I'm going to make it for his lunch anyway, so you may as well come along and I'm going to show you how I make it. This one, we're actually going to start off with about a little bit more hemp seeds. So this is just, this is just personal preference. Trey usually does 1/3 of a cup plus half of 1/3 of a cup, just to get as much protein and amino acids in as possible. We're going to salt this with a teaspoon of salt, about a teaspoon of salt right in there. We have some cilantro here, which I have washed. It's about, I would say, like a hefty handful here. So chop it up, put it in here. The finer you chop it, the better it blends. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna have a juice of a whole lime. Ooh, that was a juicy lime right there. Love limes, so delicious. Also going in, we're gonna have a little bit of hemp oil here, maybe about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. We're also gonna add a wedge of red onion in here and a little bit of water just to get it going. Now it's time to blitz it up. Very simple. I forgot to mention he likes a little bit of spice, so we're going to add the same chipotle powder. We're going to just add a little dash here, not too spicy. Perfect. That is it. So simple. One of our favorites. It's so good. I have a bed of romaine lettuce. I have some roasted vegetables here. A little bit of red onions going in. And let's pour the sauce over. For those who are asking if this really is his salad, yes, it is his salad. This bowl I actually got as a substitution for another bowl at Walmart, and then I was going to use it for fruits, but he was like, this is a nice size bowl, actually perfect size bowl for my salad. So that's what we're using this bowl for. Yum. there you have it, everybody. There's 5 salad dressings, 5 sauces for anything that you choose. They are so good. We would love for you to try all of them. Let us know in the comments which one you would like to try first, and we can't wait to see what you think about them in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me in the kitchen today. As always, we love to have you here in the community, and thank you so much again for just being our friends. Subscribe if you are new, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.